Alright, what's up? Welcome back to the Germany Park here on the Jurassic difficulty for the challenge mode. I've just sat around for a little while, upgrading about everything I could, letting this little bit of the park run. You can see I'm making 300,000 over per minute. I've got 20 million. I've gone and dug up a bunch of dinosaurs. Now you've got to get 100% of their genome, so I'm still working on a few of them. Chasmosaurus and the Camarasaurus, it seems like. So, let us look here at the expedition real quick. 80%, and we could send one out. So, these damn alerts. Yeah, that's fine. But anyways, I've gone and made this big pen down here. You can see all the room that I've been leaving for the amenities. These pens aren't gigantic, but since it's herbivores, what I intend to do is move from like one type of herbivore to another. But we've got all these Struthiomimus, and we've got the, the whatever else is in here, Notosaurus and Nasutoceratops. But if eventually we could turn this into a sauropod pen for something like a Mamenchisaurus, which is worth, 15
Whenever a dinosaur
of these.
dies, I feel like I've lost one of my own.
These old Struthiomimus are kind of dying off. I've been putting a few more of them in, but how many exactly are in here? You can go in here and see. I've got 26 of them still. So let's turn these Edmontosaurus loose. And we'll just start turning them out into this. Oh, those weeds are rough. We've got a sickness over here, so let's go
Our
get
goal at the park is
a
to keep
Jeep
guest
on
count
that.
to the maximum and the body count to a minimum. George Lambert is the man tasked with that task. Mr. Lambert?
So let's see how they find
An
the
Edmontosaurus.
pen.
This is an herbivore that can move on all 4 feet or go upright and walk on its hindquarters.
A little bit
You
more
should be
water,
able to
maybe.
control and monitor this species more easily than some of the others. Use that to your advantage as you plan out the park.
Now they're lonely. Plenty of water. We've got a disease or something over here. Yep. Where's that medical jeep at? Right there. I don't know what they've got, but it seems like it's spreading quickly. What do they have? Avian pox. Alright. Now, I had one that had rabies earlier and had built this little quarantine pen, but, like, I couldn't get them to quarantine at all. They just bust out of the pen constantly. Look, here come the Edmontosaurs. Pouring
While I
out.
often marvel at the dinosaurs, I am not often wowed by people. So listen when I say this. Wow!
Look at how big they are. Here comes another one. We've made a little over 2 stars. You can see we can research all kinds of stuff now. Alright. So they seem to be doing alright, and we'll eventually want to put in like amenities down around here. But the thing to really do would be to put in something that causes the people to come down here. Then we can see how far the amenities go. So how about just like a viewing tower back in here for now? That ought to be just great. Look at how close you can get to these things. I want it to be too straight. So anyways, on with the plan. Let's see how many of these. What is their problem? Not enough open space. Barely enough water. Plenty of ground fiber, they say. So let's open this up just a little bit. They love it. They can't get enough. Plenty of ground fiber still. And our next goal is to keep dumping more dinosaurs into this pen. And since it's kind of hard to get healthy Edmontosaurus, I had to go through a few batches of eggs to get this big group ready to pour out like that. Let's see how they are. Population is good, but they would like more. We're going to put Dryosaurus and Struthiomimus in this pen both as well. And try to overpopulate what we can. 10 of them. Gallimimus. Oh, yeah, Gallimimus. 10 of them. Well, let's start it there. That's incredible. And while they cook, let's look at the park a minute and talk about, I think, a sauropod pen going in over here, as we're probably going to have the amenities somewhere in this area and maybe a big hotel right here. You want to have plenty of room for guests to be coming into the park. You're going to need plenty of money when you get into those bigger dinosaurs because they cost so much just to produce a couple of them. Look at this batch of eggs. 60,000 apiece on these. Skittish, skittish. We'll take them all. Overwork these scientists just a little bit. See, that's 600,000 for that group. And this is going to be about the same. Well, I hope I don't flood the pen with these things. One thing that is very important is we need plenty of paleomedical facilities sitting around, as this park is going to have sick dinosaurs often. So I might just put another one in right down here. Let's see what kind of power we've gone through. We're doing fine. All right, so another paleomedical facility and maybe another response team. We'll have to get electricity down here, but this is about as out of the way, I think, as I can get them. Still have them close. But you've got to have them. We'll leave room in the middle for a viewing gallery to go in against that fence, I think. And get maybe one of these in, but we also need the electric. My little female parrot is freaking out. I think she wants to lay eggs. We've got a disgruntled employee. Or do something about that before she sabotages the fences or some 3 of them. And somebody died. Struthio.
En route to pick up the asset.
Let's put in this electricity. I think I can probably get a motel right in that area next to the incubator full of Struthio, or Gallimimus. And look, already sick. Let's put a gate straight across from these 2. Let them get in there and take care of that. And while that goes on, we'll turn some Gallimimus loose. And then look at them all come out.
Some of these animals present a real test of our abilities. Take, for instance, this latest dinosaur, the Gallimimus. It's an opportunistic omnivore that does best in groups. That alone isn't the problem, but the speed. Gallimimus is incredibly fast, which presents special challenges for the ranger teams tasked with monitoring them.
I don't know how much forest these things are actually going to end up wanting, or how much that's going to affect my... If you put the forest in the water's already taking up ground that doesn't take up open space. But it does use up a lot of what I was using for the, like, ground leaf, I think it was. We'll see. We can balance it out, I'm sure. This pin is big enough for everything. Edmontosaurus. They need to run around a minute. Zero ground leaf, is that what they're finding? They're not going to be happy about that. Man, they want a lot of ground leaf. And I think these are all like ground fiber animals. Yep. Well, look, they've got way too much ground fiber anyways. Let's give them... We can put ground leaf out here as well. Well, there went some of the forest. We gotta have more forest than what we've got. Put a big stripe of ground leaf right across here. And... make this whole thing part of a forest. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the Edmontosaurus open space. Maybe the Struthios can relax a little. Still missing forest. They've got the ground leaf now. How's the little Edmontosaurs are doing? Good with... Good on the open space still, they say. Let us put in some more forest here and there. Gallimimus content? Edmontosaurus content? I mean, what do we got? Gallimimus there, ground leaf, forest. It's got a ton of forest now, sure. Any more water, or they've got enough of that? I don't know. I don't need to put too much stuff, too much more of anything in. Here comes the rain. Now, one last thing to check is like the cohabitation limits here. Made it go up a little bit for them, but not too bad. Let's check the Gallimimus. 25% on cohabitation. I'm not sure how that would play out with the Dryosaurs. Let's let these out and see what happens. Man, that's a big flock to come out each time. I don't know, they don't seem to care. Is it just that having another species is a lot? Not even the amount of them? I have to look around a little more for ground leaf, but it's in there. Struthios falling over like they're mayflies out here. We'll get a few more on, yeah, 22 of them now. And I don't know what to think about the... They're all over the place. About the little Dryosaurs now, because these Gallimimus. What is the problem? Oh. Forming its territory. Otherwise, they're usually happy. Well, we could try some Dryosauruses. Or Dryosaur, I'm not sure which one it is. Look at them run all over the place. They've got about what they want for a population. The fact that you can get 10 of them out at a time pretty well isn't too bad. We're up over 2 stars. Making tons of money. And now let's check the amenity map real quick. So, I mean, those amenities stretch a long ways. And if you had large ones, they'd go even further. So I suppose the next ones will be down in here. Bathroom, emergency shelter. And we need to research that. Transportation. That'll be the next important thing that goes on, I'm sure. One scientist who's had enough. So, I gotta look at this again. The cohabitation went up some with the new dinosaurs coming in. I don't know how many more they would like in here, but they could handle a larger population. What about the Gallimimus? They're up against it with cohabitation too, so maybe we've got about all we want for both in here. And maybe one of these right in here would be perfect to go along with the bathroom and storm shelter we need. Get a substation in here somewhere. Plenty of room right in front. Let your kids play on the power lines as you go to the motel. And get this Struthiomimus out of here. Now what? Killing it. I think the one big important thing is that you keep those pins full. You just need to research everything as quick as you can after you start making some money, but filling up the pins, even with the small Struthiomimus, I mean, they're cheap, but 29 of them, that's a lot of appeal. And then you're able to get in some of these other dinosaurs. The big group really pays right away, but that and the amenities, look at the people flock through this park. Let's see, where's all the dinosaurs? Let's go make some money off a good photo. Or maybe a few. Just point them in the direction of everybody and shoot. We'll take it. This taking pictures of your big groups of dinosaurs is hugely important for your income early on as well. I mean, we'll have gone up 200,000 by the time I've taken these few pictures. And then we can go take pictures of the now better dinosaurs and the Edmontosaurus and Gallimimus. Though I would suggest looking to see where they all are. They're all down there. So we'll try to go get them all in our... yeah. Just zoom in across your pin so you get them all. Nearly 23 million we've got. Struthio's release. Bring the numbers back up. I'm waiting for my Pseudoceratops and Notosauruses to start dying off, but that hasn't happened yet. This is quite a nice little group here. Here's all these little ankylosaurid Notosauruses. You know, here recently they've been finding a few new ankylosaurids, one in South America and I think one in China. These ones have pretty good spikes on their sides. But in those new ankylosaurids, one of them, the Stegosaurus from South America, has a great big bladed tail, but it's actually a very short tail because of how heavy the osteoderms are that are the spikes. That's at least what the scientists think. And that's something like this, the Notosaurus or something else, would have a much longer tail because they don't really have any kind of heavy battle equipment on the end of it. Well, I think that's going to be it. I'll let you watch the Edmontosaurus, and I'll probably put in the monorail and try to be moving the park towards 3 stars. We've got 5 species in the park. We can have 5 more before we really need to start upgrading the animals we've got. And one easy upgrade is just the Gallimimus over the Struthios. They pay a little bit better when it comes to dinosaur appeal. Look at them sit here. They're humongous. But we'll go on, and there's the whole flock back there. Enjoy the dinosaurs. I'll see you in another one.